Hey, it's Nichole Kellerman-Worth, founder and creator of WildlyAliveWeightLoss.com. From body image, spirituality, beliefs, money, and movement, to relationships, motherhood, creativity, sisterhood, and mindset, Wildly Alive Weight Loss is a place to come for practical advice and real stories on how to create a lifestyle you adore and a body you feel proud of. And today we're talking about how to create massive momentum so you stop getting stuck. So a little backstory here. I suffered with postpartum depression. It's a story for another day. I definitely want to talk about that and how I navigated those waters because I think it's something that women need to talk more about for sure. But once I recognized that I had a problem, that I was truly suffering, which honestly wasn't until about why it was 8.5 months. That's when I started recognizing I think that I have a problem here. It's really, really hard for me to be happy. And yeah, so I had this moment where I thought about, getting on some sort of medication. And I really do, now this is another topic for another day, but I really do believe that we can heal ourselves. And so I had a moment where I said to myself, okay, getting some medication sounds easy. It sounds like the thing that I should do. And so I had a little heart-to-heart with myself and I said, okay, that's an option, but let's try to handle this on our own. You teach a lot of these things. I teach women how to basically rewire their mind to live a healthy lifestyle. And I wasn't living that healthily, and I definitely wasn't very happy. And so a lot of what I needed to do was what I teach. And so I made a little bet with myself and made a deal with myself and said, if I'm not feeling better in the next 30 days, then I will see a doctor about getting on some medication, but I want to try to address this myself. And that's exactly what I did. And so in today's coaching call, I'm going to talk to you about my 6-part plan on creating momentum. And this is exactly the plan that I followed so I could start getting myself to feeling like a normal human again. And it really is about creating momentum so you can create lasting change. And when you also set yourself up that robustly, when you do get thrown off course, because you will, it's inevitable. This is not a perfect path. It's not, you're always going to run into some sort of challenge and you will be kind of knocked down a few times. So when you set yourself up this robustly, you're able to bounce yourself back quicker. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's really what we're going to dive into today. So if you'd like to take notes, grab a pen and paper. There are 6 little things here, and it's going to really help create momentum around anything you want. If it's weight loss, if it's your nutrition, if it's exercise, maybe you have a big career goal that you keep on trying to get, but you keep getting stuck. Maybe you own your own business and you have goals around there, but you keep falling into your same self-sabotaging behavior and quitting. Whatever it is that you want to kind of bump up to the next level, you can follow this formula. And it definitely worked for me. Again, it was not perfect, and I still can sense, as crazy as it is, why it is now 14.5 months. I can still sense that I'm a little vulnerable. I'm not fully there yet, and I can sense it. I definitely think I'm almost there, but a few months ago, there were things that happened a few months ago that I started to fall back into that old behavior that I was like, whoa, okay, I'm not through this yet. I have to keep my focus on these 6 parts to keep my momentum up. And it was crazy to me. Postpartum depression is definitely, I have so much respect for people with depression because it's a total mind thing. And I am fascinated by the mind. I am fascinated by mindset and human behavior. And it was a huge learning experience for me and, to extend that knowledge to you and all of my clients. So if you are suffering from something like depression, or you're suffering from a negative mindset or a fear-based mindset, you can definitely move past that, but you have to really set yourself up properly. Okay, so that just moves me into the first point here, is preparation and setting small goals. I know this sounds like a given, and you probably want to say, yeah, I know, okay, I get it, setting goals, but the truth is that we are goal-oriented people. That is how we operate. If you set some sort of goal every single week and make it small and doable and practical, you will do things to make yourself reach that goal. And so I suggest, and what we do in the Wildly Alive Weight Loss Program is we do this every Monday. Actually it's Sunday night that we actually do it. And I post a post in our group, and I just kind of ask them, what is your focus this week? And it's small and it's practical, and there is just something to focus on. And make sure you write it down and you put it on a sticky note somewhere you're going to see it often, just to kind of remind you of this goal. Maybe you have like a daily planner, you put it in there every day. You need to have something that is going to remind you of it, which actually I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, number 2, you got to make it fun. Taking care of yourself should feel good, not like homework. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck is, oh, if I can just get through this diet, if I can just get through this exercise program, then I'll be happy. That is such a load. It does not work like that. I know that when I was struggling with my weight, I thought, okay, when I lose the weight, everything will be okay. My clothes will fit great. The man of my dream will come showing up in my life. My bank account will fill up. All of my problems will disappear once I lose the weight. And I was one of the very few people who lost the weight the very mechanical, mundane, calories in, calories out, willpower. And I'm not saying this from a place of bragging. It's not something that I'm proud of. I lost weight that way. And at the end of the day, all my problems still existed. I just couldn't blame my weight anymore. So this is about fun. This is about enjoyment. If you want to exercise, dance around your living room and have a really good time. Just really, really make it fun. If you like to be outdoors, then ride your bike, then go on hikes, then go on walks. Make it enjoyable. If you make it enjoyable, you're much more likely to follow through with it. And side note, if many of you have done my 21-day Get Moving challenge, and I'm actually releasing a new version of that here soon. And if you have done that, you know that that is all based in fun. And it's an utter hit. Every time I've ran that challenge, people have so much freaking fun that they just enjoy it and they stick with it because it's fun, because they're not looking at it like homework. This should feel good. Okay, number 2. Have some sort of reminders throughout the day. So in the Wildly Alive Weight Loss Program, we call these Remind to Rewire, because we are literally rewiring your mind for a healthier way of living. So let me give you an example. Say the day is going crazy, you're getting deadline after deadline after deadline, and you're feeling completely overwhelmed. Your stress levels are going up, and your mind is wired that stress equals food. Because that's the only way that you have been able to calm yourself down in the past. So every single time you eat when you're stressed, think of it like you're laying another layer of cement and another layer of cement and another layer of cement on that neural pathway. So that neural pathway is getting stronger and stronger and stronger every single time you stress eat. So what the Remind to Rewire concept is if we can remind you, I am a big fan of sticky notes. Like any of my clients know, like you get a big old stack of these when you start my program, and you put a sticky note on your desk and you say, stressed? How about 5 deep breaths? And that's going to slowly break up that neural pathway and create a healthier one that stress equals breath. That's it. And the more you do it, the more you're laying the cement to this healthy way of living that stress equals breathing. Stress equals breathing. And you break down that old neural pathway of stress equals food. Do you see what I'm saying? So remind to rewires can look many different ways. Sticky notes are big. I have sticky notes all over my house. I'm always kind of rewiring ways of thinking that's no longer serving me. I have reminders on my phone. I use, so you know with iPhone how you have this password, if I want to, because how many times a day? And I know they have that thumbprint thing, but I don't like to do that because I like to use this to help rewire my mind. So I'll just be totally transparent here. My password is "it's gonna get better." So it's 4442. I try not to say that number too much because I want to say to myself, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Because I found a limiting belief in my mind is that life is really good right now, but it's temporary. It's not going to always be this good, so you better enjoy it while it lasts. So I took quick action and I changed my password on my phone. It's going to get better. So you can do it like that on passwords. You can have reminders on your calendar pop up. There are so many different ways to kind of rewire your mind. But just, again, think. Remind to rewire. So what your goal is that you set on Monday, make sure you have those sticky notes or something that's going to remind you of that. Sorry, there's a little fly flying around here. Number 4, track your progress. So this is just a small example, is when I was trying to lose weight, I had a calendar, just a regular calendar, and I would track if I exercised that day or if I ate good that day. And I want to say eating good is in your own discretion. It's better than you normally would, things like that. And so as the month would go on, I would put a red X if I exercised, and a blue X if I ate well that day. And initially, there was some mindset stuff coming up where I would kind of have a screw it mentality. You know, I'd eat really bad at lunch, and then dinner would just be like out the door. I'd be like, whatever, I'm starting over on Monday. But I started shifting that into saving it, because I would look at that calendar and I'd be like, I want more like stars, right? Those 2 X's. I was like, because I would do it all the way across like that, so it looked like a star. So I started looking at it and be like, I want more stars on my calendar. I want to get blah, 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 many stars on my calendar. And that mentality really kept me going. That little calendar really kept me going. And the whole save it or screw it to save it mentality really saved me as well. If you don't know what that is, go to wildlyaliveweightloss.com/save it, and you can learn more about the screw it to save it mentality. If you're a black and white thinker, all or none thinker, start my diet on Monday thinker, go to that, wildlyaliveweightloss.com/save it. Okay, number 5, celebrate. This is so important. You have to celebrate your successes, because what this is doing is it's saying to the universe, it's saying to yourself, I'm proud of you. Yes, more, please. Because when you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, you attract more of it, and vice versa. So often us women focus on what's not right about our lives, and that's a really great way to stay stuck in it. So shifting onto what is right. So again, I really have set my program up like this, is in the Wildly Alive Weight Loss Program, every Monday we have Bragging Mondays. And that's where we brag about 3 things that have gone right that week, in the last week. And this is, again, to shift every woman's focus onto what's going right. And then I really emphasize celebrate. Do something that's really going to anchor in that you're proud of yourself. So it can be something you buy, like a cute, this is the other thing. You celebrate without food or drink. That's the caveat there. Because again, you're adding to your unhealthy relationship with food if every time you're feeling good, you celebrate with food, because then it becomes a reward system. And that's not what we want. Food is something that nourishes us. Food is something that energizes us. Food is something that makes us feel good. It's not something we reward ourselves with. So anyway, you're going to reward yourself with something of self-care that feels good. Maybe it's a new workout outfit, yeah, if you want to invest in that, or a pedicure, or maybe give yourself a pedicure, or just draw yourself a luxurious bath, or just go on a proud walk where you go on your walk and the energy behind it is I'm proud of you. That's the bottom line. No matter what you do, you have to have the energy behind it, just saying I'm proud of you. You're doing it. You're making the progress. You're changing. And so that's the main thing with celebrating is without food, and the energy behind it is I'm proud of you. Okay, last thing here, number 6, plan for plateaus and slip-ups. This will not go perfectly at all. And so this is a big thing, is so often we think that we have to do it perfectly and that no slip-ups are going to happen and we're just going to keep going and everything's going to be fine. You have to plan for slip-ups. You have to plan that you go to a barbecue and you overeat, or that you get sick and you can't work out for 4 days. You have to know that that happens. Okay? Do not let that derail you. Just say to yourself, I'm getting back on the horse. What's the big deal? And if it's something that really threw you off, find the lesson, figure out how you could learn from it, what can you do differently next time, forgive yourself, and move forward. Get out of the drama. I'm telling you, Helga's in there, and she's just telling you over and over again that you suck and it's never going to happen for you and you're just stuck in this body forever and you can never follow through. Well, she is full of it. Completely full of it. You got to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. That's the only way you're going to truly succeed into anything that you're trying to achieve. And when I was struggling with postpartum depression, I fell and biffed it a lot. But I had to get myself up. I had to be aware. Okay, focus. My remind to rewires, all of those things really, really help me. All of these things that we're talking about really help me. So it's not going to go perfectly. You are going to slip up. It doesn't mean you're destined to be in a body you hate forever. Just get up and keep going. Do not let quitting forever be an option. You just get back up. Yeah, it makes the road a little bit slower, but at least you stay on the road. At least you're not starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. Right? Okay. Let's go over to the coaching here. So *2 to raise your hand, and I want you to say your name and your biggest takeaway on this call. So what is kind of like that little aha moment that you're like, yeah, that was the missing piece. That's what I wasn't doing that maybe was causing me to derail longer than I'd like. So let's go over to the panel here. Okay, going over to 5835, your name and your biggest takeaway.
Hi, Nichole. It's Shoshana.
Hi.
Hi. So, yeah, this is great because I, for a long time, was struggling with this. And actually now, as I've been doing a lot of changes and celebrating sometimes gets difficult for me because it's like, why do I deserve to spend money and why is it? But actually, I just broke a crazy habit, and I actually went and bought myself something, that was quite expensive, and, so.
And something that you have always wanted?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great.
So, yeah, so these things, it's, that is a struggle, but it's, it's a good thing.
Right. So the biggest thing for you was the celebrating, like really, really celebrating. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, not with food. Right. I don't celebrate with food anymore, but it's more of like when it's time to celebrate, why am I spending the money I don't deserve? And then it hits me like self-love. Yeah, you do deserve it. You worked hard. You mastered this, this thing that you just, accomplished. And it's, something that I have to be able to right away say, yeah, I deserve it.
Right. Yeah, and from a money standpoint, and I know this is hard, and I know you know this because you have taken my course, but your self-worth and and I know this is not easy to hear for most people, but I can relate to it because I have been working through this myself, is your self-worth and your body image. They are very tied in closely. So self-worth meaning what you invest in yourself, what you buy for yourself. I used to be a person who I would drop lots of money on my business. I mean, I dropped 20 grand on my business when I had $300 in my bank account, but buy a $50 pair of jeans? Hell no. No way.
Right.
And so that just goes to show,
Mm-hmm.
that there is this mismatch there of my values and how I valued myself. I was valuing my success in a sense and what other people thought of me and things like that way higher than who I am and what I deserve. And so, these little things that celebrate successes and habits that you break, that you've always wanted to break, it really does just anchor in that you're proud of yourself. So you're not really looking for anyone else to build your self-esteem. You're building it for yourself. Because just like we like recognition when we're children from our parents or our teachers, when we get older, we don't really have that anymore. We maybe never even had that when we were children. Either way, we have to learn how to build ourselves up. And that's kind of what you're doing with the celebrating, is you're really saying to yourself, I'm proud of you, keep going. And, here's a little gold star type of a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, great, Shoshana. Thanks for raising your hand.
My pleasure.
Okay. Bye, dear.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go over to 4831. Your name and your biggest takeaway.
This is Joni, and I think my biggest takeaway is that things won't go perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was kind of raised as a child that you needed to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So I have a hard time with that.
Right. Well, and I don't think that our society really helps at all because, this sounds really, really silly, but this is how everything has a subconscious effect. And I really try to drive that point across to you guys, my clients, is that everything you watch, everything you listen to, everything you expose yourself to has a subconscious effect. And I know we can't really escape this, but when you watch TV, you see perfection all over the place. People are living, quote unquote, in houses that look like they're not even lived in. So then we start to believe, if we're watching the same show where the house is always so perfectly put together, and maybe there's kids there or not, whatever, it doesn't look like people actually live there, we start to believe that that's what our house is supposed to look like. So we are kind of trying to reach this goal that is completely unattainable and drives us absolutely crazy. And it's the same thing when it comes to our skin and our body and our weight, is we see perfection. We see something that is totally unrealistic. And something that really drove that point across to me is when I had Wyatt straight out the womb. I thought he was going to be this perfect little thing. And don't get me wrong, yes, in one sense, yes, he was perfect, but I thought that he would be flawless. But, he had dry skin and it was peeling and, he had other, little skin issues and things like that. And I'm like, wow, we really are fed that things are just supposed to be so flawless and perfect all the time. And that is just not true. Joni, are you there?
Yes.
So,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, so anyway, I just think that it doesn't help this perfectionism mindset, but something that I can say to that mindset, and that really hit me when I started learning about perfectionism, because I'm a recovering perfectionist myself, is that's a mindset you will never win. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It will never find true satisfaction. Because when your mind says, oh, okay, when I reach this goal, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be satisfied. And you work your butt off and you reach that goal. You'll get to that goal and your mind will say, wait, hold on. Actually, when we reach this next goal, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be satisfied. And again, you work for it, you get there, and it's just this perpetuating cycle, and there's never a sense of satisfaction. And so if you can really look at slip-ups like blessings in disguises, like there's so much valuable information in each little slip-up that you have, and seeing it as stepping stones to the road of success, that's going to be a huge mind shift that will change your life across the board.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I will work on that some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the place to work on it is forgiving yourself if you've recently slipped up. And when you do slip up, do not fall into that old pattern of, screw it, throw my hands up, I'm done, like it's over, whatever. Like, you've got to call yourself out on that, and you've got to do some self-coaching. And you have to say, Joni, no, stop it. Stop. How can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I become stronger because of this? And really start to, in a sense, rewire your mind. And so maybe one of your sticky notes is something about slip-ups are full of information, or there's valuable information in each slip-up, or slip-ups are a part of success. It's like, Thomas Edison. How many times did he try to, get a light bulb lit up? Over 10,000 times, right? He never gave up. I mean, and look what he's created. It's pretty amazing. And so I want you to start thinking about that in a way of kind of rewiring this thought process that keeps sabotaging you.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Joe. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry if you hear my dog barking. Okay, last caller, 3485. Your name and your biggest takeaway.
Hi, Nichole. This is Kathy.
Hi.
My biggest takeaway was I need to rewind my mind and just breathe instead of going to binge because I may be stressed out or, I'm watching TV and I just think I need to have a snack, especially when I go to the sweets. And I just need to rewire my mind and thinking, no, just breathe, take a drink of water or something else and forget the sweets or whatever.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing there, what you could do is you could put something on your cabinet where the sweets are. So your go-to food. You know what you reach for when you're stressed out. And so maybe you could put a sticky note on that, bag of candy or, on that tub of ice cream that says stressed. How about the 4-7-8 breathing technique first? Or how about 5 deep belly breaths first? What I don't want you to put on the sticky note is, don't eat me when you're stressed, because you know that little rebel is going to come out and is going to say, screw you, you can't tell me what to do, I'm going to eat the whole thing, So you need to kind of convince yourself that you're willing to try something first. That's the big thing. Try something first, and see how it goes. You'll cross that, if it doesn't work, you'll cross that bridge when you get to it. But if you can just do one thing before you reach for that sugar, it's going to help start breaking down that neural pathway. And again, this is not going to look perfectly. You're going to put that sticky note on there, and there will still be some times when you still eat it. But you're slowly breaking down that neural pathway, and it takes time. It's like, how many times have you been stressed and decided to eat food? A lot. So it's going to take a little bit of time. This isn't going to be perfect, but with awareness comes change. And maybe it's the 5th time that you go into the cabinet and you see that sticky note before you actually don't eat it. Just give it time. But still, like, you sitting there and contemplating, should I breathe or should I eat the candy? And you say, screw it, I'll eat the candy. That's still on the path to getting closer to that ideal behavior. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yes, I do.
it's not going to be perfect.
I do.
And it's going to be a process.
I know sweets is my biggest problem.
Right.
You know, I mean, I try to eat good otherwise, but I know I want something sweet every night after every meal.
Right.
I feel like I need something sweet.
Right.
And it's just, you know, it's my nemesis. It's what I need to really work on.
Right. Okay, well, here's how you start. So keep me posted on how it goes.
I will do that.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, great call, ladies. Thank you so much for showing up live. It really means a lot when you guys are here and you raise your hand. We can actually do some coaching. Isn't it so much fun to talk? I just love it. So if you're listening to the recording, please come on one of these Wednesdays. I would love to actually speak to you and see how you're doing and how I can specifically help you. Go to wildlyaliveweightloss.com/coach to learn more about these calls and how to participate. And if you know that you absolutely can never make Wednesday nights, you can email support@wildlyaliveweightloss.com, or you can reply any of our emails with your questions, and I'd be happy to answer it on a call in the future. All right, ladies. Well, I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great rewiring, not perfection week. All right, bye. Hello there. It's Nichole Kellerman-Worth from wildlyaliveweightloss.com and Mr. Wyatt Worth. You say hi? Say hi. And that's Mia and George behind me. Like, this is my working life. Welcome to my home. So I wanted to stop in really quick and make sure that you've taken the Wildly Alive quiz if you haven't already. Because this quiz is going to really clear up why you're shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to weight loss. And we're also going to create a Wildly Alive weight loss plan like you've never heard before. So if you're one of those women that say, I know what I should be doing to lose weight, but I'm just not following through, this is the missing piece. Your mindset. That's what we're going to get into. We're going to really dig deep into what's going on in between those ears so your beliefs line up with what you want so you can start actually following through and in a way that feels really good and inspiring for you. So again, head on over to wildlyaliveweightloss.com, take the quiz, and together let's create your personalized weight loss plan. All right, see you there. Bye. Say bye, Wyatt. Say bye.